NBC is chopping this place apart. There's always some construction going on here. And the other day, some workmen with sledgehammers were knocking down a wall, and they found some pipes. And they said, "You sure you want us to take these pipes out of here? Because these were very special pipes." Now, will you look at this? And the man standing next to the pipes is Jim Henson. Hi, Jim. What is this?
Good morning.
What is this cave we're in here? This is, well, as you can see, folks, there's a lot of building going on here.
It's very strange because this was our dressing room when we were here doing the Jack Paar show. And that was about, I don't know, 17, 18 years ago. And this was a closet that was here in the dressing room, and we just opened the door one morning, and we saw the pipes, which we thought were very funny. And
so you started to paint them?
So we started to paint them.
You always carry paints with you, Jim, whenever you go out?
Well, let's see. You know, it was one of those, it's a variety show, and in between the dress rehearsal and air, you usually have a couple hours to kill. And so we went back across town and got some fur fabric and paints and stuff like that.
And look at this, folks. Here we have a pipe. This is I have a flashlight here because I want to show you some of the stuff in here. You can see this dark closet. Here's a handle on this pipe which becomes the nose, right, of this guy.
Right.
Where'd you get the hair?
Well, it's I think it's fur fabric. There's one piece down here. See this one right here?
See right here, folks?
That fur fabric right there. That's a piece of the original Grover.
Really?
Yeah, it's a Grover.
Grover?
That's Grover fur right there, yes.
And here you have sort of hieroglyphics.
Yes.
Can you see all that right on there?
I don't know what that means.
And here we have some people. And down here, very much on the bottom. Can the camera see down there where my flashlight is? Read what that says.
That's with
love from the Muppets.
Right.
If you had dated it, our archaeological expedition could have been really right on the money. We would have known exactly when you did it, you see. True. They didn't date the pyramids either, though. There's no dates in there.
There's a carbon dating system they might be able to use here. But
we also
it's so strange. When we did it, we thought, well, they told us. We were just going to do it and sneak out and not tell anybody. And then they found it immediately, and they said, well, it's very cute, but we'll paint it out tomorrow. You know, and so at all times they've been saying they're going to paint it out and get rid of it.
They will never paint it out. I would like it to know that NBC is making this into a museum. This is going to be here, Jim, in your honor forevermore. The Jim Henson Memorial Pipes. Even in the fuse box up there, there's a sun. The whole back wall is drawn. This is really, really remarkable. We're going to keep it. I want you to know we're never going to turn off these faucets.
That was 1980. We're happy to tell you after all these years, Jim Henson's pipes are still here. This was part of a dressing room for the Jack Paar show back in the early 60s when Henson left his mark. These days, the space is occupied by Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Still a remarkable sight after all these years.
And we go around the corner.
Yeah, we were shuttled back here. Holy cow! Holy cow, look at this. Holy cow. Now, I know something that you don't know. Holy cow. See down there, that black spot?
Yeah.
Jack Paar people put a black spot on it because Jim, being Jim, he was just for fun, he was represented by William Morris at that time. And down there, he wrote, represented by William Morris. And then the Paar people painted that black.
Wow.
So they didn't want that on the air.
Wow.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? I'm so, so pleased because I'm the last man standing here. And it was Jim Henson, Don Saline, and Jerry Jewell here. That's great. That's great. I'm glad the hair's still there.
Doesn't this do it justice, though?
It's fantastic. I'm thrilled.
Finally?
I'm thrilled. And it's evocative of a less corporate time when the spirit of anarchy was a bit more
exactly
bland,
when you could paint pipes in an office building.
Yeah, and it was Jim's idea because we were just hanging around for 3 hours doing nothing between dress and air.
But as someone who raised 2 children on Sesame Street, I look here and I see the germ, the start of the characters and faces we came to love.
Well, I can tell you what I can tell you right now what Jim did and what he didn't do. Jim did not do that one, I can tell. That's Don Saline, who made the puppets originally. He did that one. And the other stuff here with the intricate stuff, Jim always loved the intricate stuff here like that. This is very much Jim's there. Oh, God, that's fantastic. I'm so happy it's here. I'm so happy because it speaks of a very simpler time, and and what the Muppets really are, which is really affectionate anarchy, you know, and that's what it is.
And people in their own right. They're all such individuals. We've all come to know them having such distinct personalities. You know, we know what makes them happy and sad. We know how they react to each other.
Oh my God, I remember I did that.
What did you do?
Oh, I just did a little mother heart there. My God. Well, you know what happened was we were doing the Paar show, first or second time, I don't know what it was. And I remember, yeah, the dressing room was pretty small. And at that time, we weren't involved in Sesame Street or anything. We did commercials, and we were going from television show to television show, doing 2-minute, 3-minute bits. That's what we do, from the Paar show to the Sullivan show to name it. And we were here, and I remember opening the door and scared me because it was all dark, and it was all these wild pipes. And then I think we did the dress, and we had to hang around for about a few hours. We came back, and Jim said, "Hey, let's paint it."
Of course.
And so our studio was at 53rd and 2nd at that time. I think we only had 2 rooms. And Jim went back with us. We all raided the boxes of noses and wigs and hair and paint and brought it back here. And what was funny was that, you know, we went on and closed the door. Nobody knew about it until later in the week. And Paar show then, after the week after our performance, came in with cameras and showed this to the audience. I think you got better reception on our performance.
I think you're being modest.
It's great. I'm just.
I mean,
so
it
happy.
goes way up. There's your mother. I didn't know the mother heart was you. And it includes the wall.
Yeah, well, that's.
In the back, the power box, the conduit.
Oh yeah, well that's Jim. Jim loved details, and he. It's just great because Jim and Don and Jerry. Don Salim made the characters. Jim was kind of the boss. I was a performer. Jerry Jewell was the writer, and they're all gone. And
Yeah.
I'm just so pleased this represents them.
Wow.
That's great.
They'd love to know this.
Thank NBC for doing this.
They'd love to know this. And now people get to see it. It'll be preserved forever. With love
From the Muppets.
from the Muppets.
Yeah. (1964). That's when that was painted. 1964. That was 50 years ago. Almost half a century ago. Let me explain. Okay, we are right now in a small dressing room that used to be the dressing room for the Jack Paar show, a very popular show many years ago. Okay, now before the Muppets became the Muppets, on the Muppet Show, Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, Saturday Night Live, all that, we used to go from show to show at Sullivan Show, Hollywood Palace at that time, and this time we were on the Jack Paar show doing just a 2-minute number, a musical number, and this time we had just finished dress rehearsal. And we came back, and we had 3 or 4 hours to spare. And when I came back, I saw this closet. There was a door here. It was a closet at one time. And I opened the door, and holy cow, it was like all dark and dingy and rusted pipes and black and brown. It was really almost scared me. But Jim, being Jim, saw it differently. And he said, "Hey, you know what? We got the time. Let's paint them." So that's what we did. We went to our workshop, got some paints and some hair and some eyes and everything, and we spent about 3 or 4 hours just painting this. I know. And then afterwards, we just closed the door, we did the show, and then we packed up and we left. And we thought this was going to be just painted over the next day, but what happened now is they've kept it all these years, and it is now on the NBC tour here in Rockefeller Center. And the reason this is so important to me is because this is the spirit of the Muppets and the spirit of Jim. Now, the people who actually painted the pipes were Jim Henson, who was about 28 years old here, Jerry Jewell, the head writer, me with hair, and Don Salim, who built the puppets,